Hello, hello. It looks like I've been live for like 20 seconds, but my computer froze up on me. So you were probably just looking at me staring at you. Really sorry about that. Hey everybody, welcome to another live stream. I guess I can. Yeah, wow, that's cool. Really excited that's how we started today's live stream, but that's technology, right? Okay, so welcome back. We missed last week because I was on vacation and it was lovely and fun. And I was able to fully disconnect. I did do a newsletter about that. So if and I don't know, maybe I even do I have that up? No. What's Neon? Oh, nope, that's not right. That's not going to work. I'm going to update it right now. So a newsletter did go out about this, and I talked about kind of how I made 5 pieces of content in, I'm sorry, 9 pieces of content in 4.5 hours. So, Ecamm Live is locking up on me. This is the first and only problem I've ever had with Ecamm Live. So I apologize for that. There we go. I'm going to update this link. It's always like, it's a little bit upsetting when your live stream software locks up on you because you don't know I can't tell from here if y'all are seeing this. I'm looking at a live feed here on the screen. Looks to be okay. So anyway, enough of that digression. Thanks so much for being here. If you are here, let me know in the comments. Say hello. I'm hopefully answering your questions today if they come in, and if they don't come in, I'll just peace out early. I'll talk for a little bit, and if you have any questions about your process and how you can better improve your podcast process, what you can automate, that's the big thing, right? A question I get all the time is, I don't know what I can automate, right? And I do have a free automations database that you can get by joining my mailing list, but you never know, like you look at your process, it's hard to see the forest through the trees and all that fun stuff. And so, I figure today, if questions come in, I'll definitely, hey, my biggest part of the process is X. Can you help me with that? I'd be happy to, so it'll be a little bit of brainstorming. I'm a little tired, so we'll see how that goes with my brain firing on most of my cylinders, but not all of them. So I'm just tweeting out. I'm live now. Okay, and so if you're joining, say hello. Let me know. Ask questions. Tell me where you're coming from. Let me know what your podcast is. And so in the meantime, I'll do a little bit of a preamble for you here. So, maybe the best thing for me to do is actually to bring up the automations database so you can see it. Because then we can do a little show and tell sort of thing. So I'll do that. I'll hide this. And then we can just kind of like walk through some of these. And then if you have any questions or comments, let me know. If you comment on, fantastic. If you comment on YouTube or Twitch, those comments will show up. If you comment on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, they'll show up here for me. If you comment on YouTube, I'll have to check periodically. Also, a super chat or a super sticker, those are enabled on YouTube. And so if you do have a question and you want to guarantee that I'll answer it, a super chat or a super sticker is the best way for me to do that. So, okay, let's look at this automation database. So I'll just kind of walk through some of these things, right? These are available, again, if you join my mailing list. And I think the biggest thing for me in making this public is giving you or giving whoever downloads it ideas of their own, right? There are 40 plus automations here. They are not all obviously going to apply to all of you or to everyone. And, I have like move tasks from Bear to Todoist. Don't use either of those apps anymore. I use mostly Obsidian now. And so I think that these are just some places where you can kind of see what's possible, right? And so the first one here is a Zap Dropbox to Vimeo upload. So you don't actually need Zapier to do this anymore if you use Vimeo. It has direct integration with Dropbox, but this is still like a really interesting one to take, right? Where you put a file in Dropbox and then it gets automatically uploaded somewhere, right? I was actually talking to a couple of friends of mine, Luis and Fonzie. They run a podcast production studio, like a literal studio. And we were talking about this process, right? Of like recording and then how much can we possibly automate from recording to publish. I think there's still some human intervention required here, but that may not be the case, or it may not always be the case with like good AI tools, right? So, for example, like Capsho can do a reasonably good job at writing a description and show notes for a recording that you've done. That requires a little bit of input though, right? And so, and I don't know if they have an API, right? Cast Magic is another one. They do, they do I'm saying reason, my standards for content creation are very high. I don't think any AI does a good job at replacing me. I think that Claude, I use Perplexity. Actually, we can bring this up. Let's look at this example because I think this is a really good one. If it loads. Okay. So I did a live coaching call with someone, with Alex. And I take those coaching calls and I republish them to my podcast. It should automatically stream to YouTube, but for some reason Riverside didn't stream to YouTube. I might just be like cursed. I might just be live stream cursed this week. I went on vacation. I disconnected, and so now I need to pay like the computer gods in time before everything works properly for me again. But anyway, so I asked it to, what did I do? Oh, I had it rewrite it and it doesn't have the old one up. But like I said, please summarize this transcript, write a description I can use on YouTube and write it in the first person. And you'll see Claude wrote as if I wrote it. And ChatGPT just basically says, join me, Joe Casabona, instead of join Joe Casabona. And I'm like, this is not like adding the word me does not de facto make it first person. Like no one talks like that. So, I mean, I guess not no one, right? Because it's trained somehow, but like, this is much better. And like, there's a little bit to like, but that's not all. We also describe, or explore blah, blah, blah. Right. But this was really close to what I actually wanted. And so I was pretty impressed by that. So, let's assume that there's a state in the near future where we can get this stuff, right? Understanding kind of how to connect all of those dots could be really important. Now, why did I go? I went to Cast Magic because this process probably won't work because I don't think ChatGPT has an API, which means that you could connect I mean, they have to have an API, right? Because all of these tools are built on them. But, oh, it looks like Perplexity also has an API. So, maybe I could create a webhook that sends some of this information. I'll show you what I'm seeing. That sends this information over to Zapier, but then there's like that final step of sending it to your podcast host, right? And so I don't know of many podcast hosts that have that like API where you can upload from a third party. But again, if we can put all of this together in like a Word or a Google Docs doc or Notion, then maybe we can get us most of the way there. So anyway, all of that is to say, seeing some of what's here also tells us what's possible. So, okay, so create a WordPress post when a new YouTube video is published. This was a good one. Can we see this one? Works in 3 steps. Anytime a new video in your channel, anytime a new video in your channel is created in your app, in YouTube, I guess, create a post in WordPress with all of this information. And then the third step was add it to Todoist. And that was just a reminder for me to publish it. So this makes it easy for me. Back when I was doing this, I had a vision where Casabona.org was basically just like a stream of all of the amazing content I was putting out. And it worked okay for a while. But there were I wanted to be very particular about the format, and I couldn't get it exactly the way I wanted to get it. And I figured out a lot of that stuff in the intervening years, probably, since I built that automation. But I also learned that like I should probably just make a blog post and embed that video on it. That's probably better. But again, like you can see what's possible with something like this, right? Where, YouTube to WordPress might be a really good first step because it'll embed the video for you, and then you can just write a blog post around it, right? Maybe we can add the second step or the third step of summarizing that YouTube video through ChatGPT or Perplexity, and then send that description to WordPress along with the video, right? And so maybe you have the first few steps there instead of copying the video and pasting it into the block editor and writing around it, right? Like, we don't necessarily need complete processes. We can have most of the process done for it, and then we come in and finesse. So that's something else to think about. Publish from multiple RSS feeds to a single something. What does that say? To a single WordPress blog. Again, this was kind of like my content empire flows through. Everything flows through Casabona.org. And that is the case now. It's just a little bit different than how I envisioned it here. Append pocket items to Evernote and Notion. This is really good. I tagged it as content gathering, but if you have like a curation newsletter, or like after this, I'm going to have to record my 3 things in podcasting for the week. You can, so this is when I was using Evernote, and then I hedged my bet and added it to Notion as well. But it's like a single place for you to look at all of the interesting stories you came across, right? Without having to, and like, here's the thing. I have another shortcut that I can probably show you. Nope. I can probably show you somewhere else. Let's do this. Where are you? Shortcuts. Why is this happening? What's going on with my computer right now? This is like a sign that I shouldn't have gone live, I guess. Okay, here we are. Good, grand. Okay. Shortcuts. Where'd you go? I also can't like bigify this window, which is very frustrating. Send to Obsidian though. That's the one I want to show you. Okay, so like I said, I use Obsidian for everything now, and so I have like a different automation to accomplish that right from the share sheet. But like, if you don't want to build a shortcut, you could use something like this Zapier to send things from Pocket to Notion, right? Maybe Notion even has like a direct Pocket integration, right? This is the other thing, right? That sometimes tools, Pocket Notion integration. How to connect Pocket and Notion, that's from Zapier. Let's see, Pocket. Nope, nothing there. So you probably need Zapier Instapaper. No. Readwise is there. That's interesting. Readwise is definitely here. So maybe I'm just missing. Maybe search doesn't work. How about this? IFTTT. Okay, so search works. But the point being, right? Like you may not need Zapier if you can find a direct integration. IFTTT looks like it works with Notion.so to Pocket. I always try to err on the side of like fewer links in the chain, right? Because if one link breaks, the whole chain breaks essentially. So, again, this is mostly to show you like what's possible, right? If you find yourself like copying and pasting links into a Notion document, like there's a way to automate that. Send an email when a new folder is added in Dropbox. This is huge for me because that means I can just move folders in Dropbox and then an email gets sent to my VA or to my editor and I don't have to worry about then separately sending the email, right? So it's like one action yields multiple actions. I have my full podcast guest flow, which I've walked through a million times. Update Airtable when a file is added in Dropbox. Again, I have one for Notion as well. This is like when my editor adds something back into Dropbox, the status in Notion automatically gets updated. So when I check my podcast planner, I don't have to, or I know the status of everything, right? So scheduled for publish, right? This means that my VA scheduled this episode, right? I have an interview with Emily Schneider that I've recorded, but I need to write my 2 solo episodes around that. So, when I send Emily's episode out for edit, you can't see this. I'm not sharing my screen right now. When I send Emily's episode out for edit, this is automatically going to get updated to out for edit, right? So things like that will like chip away at the things that you actually need to do so that you can focus on. I never have to worry that my editor knows when a new episode is ready for edit, right? Because I know he's going to get the email because I see the status updated. If I don't see, if I thought I sent an episode out for edit and I don't see the status updated, well, now I know something's wrong, right? Something broke in my automation. So there's never more than like, let's say generously 24 hours that go without me realizing something is amiss, right? It's not like I'm waiting until the day before the episode needs to be published to be like, oh man, I don't have that episode, right? So that's the importance of process and what you can do with automation. Let me see. I don't think any questions have come in. This is probably going to be a shorter stream. So if you're hanging out and you have questions, let me know. This was designed to be primarily Q&A. I'm just kind of vamping right now. So if you have questions and you're watching this, let me know. I guess I should go check LinkedIn. Maybe you're screaming at me on LinkedIn going like, hey, I did ask a question. Let's see. No, I don't see any questions coming in. So, yeah. So, I mean, this is probably going to be a shorter stream because I wanted to spend this time helping you build automations. I'll do this again, right? Like I know that this was like short notice. I didn't do a very good job of promoting it really, because it's been a busy week. Luckily not as busy as it could be because a lot of my stuff was on autopilot. Okay. So let me see. Maybe what I'll do here is I'll actually log into Make. Yeah, I'll log into Make because those are where all my my current automations are, and we can take a look at that, or we can take a look at those. Okay. Make.com. Scenarios. Okay, so let me do this. I don't know why my focus is all messed up. Okay. All right, so let's pick an interesting one. How I built it feed processing. Okay, so this is a pretty good one. This runs every Monday at 2:47 a.m. because I publish at 2. And it looks at the last set of posts that were published. And if the status is set to publish, move on, right? So if we have our 4 components of automation here, the trigger is a post gets updated. The filter or the condition is I think what I call it in my framework. Not I think, I know I call it that in my framework. The condition is the status has been updated to publish. And actually, can we equal to case insensitive is probably better on that. If so, search database items where number, that's the episode number in my planner, is equal to episode number. So let's see. And that's clearly here, right? Because it's showing up. Episode number is something that I put in WordPress to help with these automations. So I will search the Notion object or the Notion database to find the object that has number equal to the episode number that was just published, and then update that same item to be set to aired. And the status usually automatically gets updated, but I'll just set that there too. So now this is watching, so I don't think I can just run this once. Let's see. Oh, it's looking for stuff. This is taking it's taking a long time, so I don't know what's going on here, but we'll see what happens. But this is we've got timing. That's the 4th component of automation. So we got the trigger. we have the actions, the things that I want to happen, we have the condition, and we have the timing. Those are the 4 conditions of automation. And if you can connect the dots and say, hey, when this thing happens, I want this stuff to happen, that's when you can really start automating, right? I always say that the inputs and the outputs need to be really clear. And if they are clear, then you should have, then you should be able to visualize that. Okay, so it did grab one. It didn't find anything. That makes sense because I haven't published a new episode since Monday. So, that makes sense. We'll save this. We'll move. I'm gonna change this actually to Streamline Solopreneur Processing. Okay, so that's one automation, right? And that's like an episode gets published. I would like to update my Notion database. You can do this with any RSS feed, right? So maybe I'll build that really quick. I'll do it the same way. Like I'll do it with the basically the same process, right? So RSS, watch RSS items. So this triggers when a new item is processed. This is what I'd actually like. But for the sake of demonstration, I do want to grab, I wanted to grab recent items. So let's see, streamlined. Is this going to work? This is not going to work unless I'm redirecting it. /podcast is probably what I actually want. Yeah, great. Okay, so go back here. I'll paste that date from let's do it from the oh no, that's not going to work because I've been on hiatus. So I'll go from June 30th. Maximum number of returned items, we'll do 4. Okay. So now we'll go to Notion. How did I do it? How did I do it? I think I did Notion search objects. So it's going to get the database ID based on the name of the database I provided. And then the filter is going to be number equals. Let's see. Did it check this? I actually can't tell you. iTunes episode is what I'd be looking for here. Heck, this might even be better than the automation I do have. Okay, so let me do this. So this is something that I think Zapier does better than Make. Zapier will always test the module or allow you to test the module by grabbing some data, because I can't really know this step unless I know what's returned. So let's run this module. What do you mean? Okay, I'll just put a number there for now. Run this module only. Okay, so it grabbed some stuff. Perfect. So now I should be able to go back here and say, oh, that is so disappointing. It doesn't. That's so stupid. It doesn't grab everything. Now I know. Now I guess I know why I haven't been doing it this way. Because I can't do it this way. I can't get the episode number, so my automation falls apart by itself. Yeah, man, that's extremely disappointing. Is there like all right, let's delete this. I'll search for RSS again, or maybe feed. Feed. Nope. So now I know why I'm doing it this certain way. Gosh, let's see, can we do this in Zapier? I'm gonna wager that we can. Now I have like a vendetta. Like I want to know, can I do this? Update a. I haven't really tried this either. Update a Notion database based on based on a new item in an RSS feed. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Okay. New item in feed. Feed URL. None of that is what triggers the new feed item. Great. Test. See, this is like Zapier tests stuff. Raw episode. Look, it includes that. Man, I switched to Make and I'm really happy, but like this makes it really hard to want to recommend Make to people who don't automate stuff all the time. Okay, choose the database. Oh, dumb. I need to give that Notion database access. This is the frustrating thing about Notion. It's no wonder people don't want to automate stuff. Like I know what I'm doing. But okay, anyway, connect to Zapier. Hi. What? Oh. Picked the wrong Zapier. Okay. So now let's go back here. Not to that one, but to this one. Refresh. And streamline solopreneur episodes. Item. Okay, so we got to add a search step, right? Which Zapier kind of walks you through. That's cool. And then streamline solopreneur episodes. No, it should not. Okay. Okay. And then search. No, what? What? No. There we go. Wow, that was dumb. Number. Oh, this is like an array. This is so many steps. Because now I need to do this and format and numbers, or maybe text, and transform. Can I split? Comma is the separator. First. We. Okay, so then we do the search. And we can do this. And then text. No, that's not right either. What? And now I know, my friends, why I segment index. First, second, last. Data in, data out. Okay. Number. This isn't really working out the way I'd like it to. And did I pick the wrong thing? I can't have. No one's as smart as me. I have hubris. Extract number. Split text. Truncate, trim white space. It has to be split text. Because I am telling it to split this information. Is there a space here? It doesn't look like it. No, don't get stressed. It's going to get figured out. Oh man, I hope I don't get dinged for a copyright violation here. Okay. Okay, so what if I just separate on space, right? The default is space, and then grab the last one. There's no space. This is the kind of stuff that will slowly drive me mad. Okay, let's try a different event. Text, numbers. This is not going to work. Transform. Nope. Let's try utilities, because this might be pick from list. No, this isn't going to work either, because text is the right one. Text is the right one. Okay. Let's try something different. So is this an array now? Like, what can I do with this? This isn't going to work. Nope, that's definitely not going to work. This is a little bit unbelievable to me. Yeah, this is like really unbelievable to me that this is happening. Cuz like we can't do truncate, right? Cuz like what if you only have, you know, what if I get to 1,000 episodes, right? It's like this is split text. Here's the raw input. Unless it's displaying this to me wrong. The separator is like, do I need to write? Is it not tracking comma, space, tab, new line? Like, that would be wild. Comma. No. Segment of text to return after splitting. Do I have to add another step here? No, I should not need this. It's like crazy that I would even consider this. Well, I've burned like a lot of time right now. I haven't seen any questions come in. Let me go to LinkedIn. No, nothing on LinkedIn. This sometimes happens to me, where because I'm live streaming, I can't really focus on, like, there could be something obvious here. I doubt it. You can search only within loaded results. Last. This is the separator. Except the data out is right? It's just it's like returning. It's not actually just returning the Maybe I'm missing something. No, nothing can be found on this search because this is wrong. Maybe I overlooked something. I'm like a little bit flabbergasted here. Let's see if this works. I will lose it if this works. No, that's not going to work. It's like the same thing. Well, this was fruitless. If I feel like I'm cursed every time I try to build an automation on a live stream, it doesn't work. That's okay. Also, it looks like one person is still watching. So if that's you, that might be me. I might just be talking to myself. Uh, but if you have been watching this, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Um, Again, you can head over to podcastworkflows.com/join to join my mailing list and get all the kind of stuff I'm talking about. It's way more polished than this. I'm just kind of trying stuff here. And you know, if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you out there.